You ever have that feeling in a relationship where something just feels off? Like you know something's unfair, but you can't quite find the right words to describe it? Well, today we're going to put a name to that feeling. We're diving into two concepts that are huge in modern relationships: weaponized incompetence and the relationship double standard. And honestly, once you see them, you're going to start noticing them everywhere.
So let's start with a scenario that I'm guessing might hit a little close to home for some of you.
Just think about it for a second. You ask for help with something simple, right? Loading the dishwasher, maybe folding the laundry. And yeah, they do it, but it's done so badly that it actually makes more work for you. The dishes have to be rewashed, the clothes are a wrinkled mess, and you just stand there thinking, you know what? It's just faster if I do it. That feeling? That's not an accident. That's a strategy.
Okay, so let's give this frustrating little dance a proper name. What we're talking about here is weaponized incompetence. The keywords to really focus on here are feigning and exaggerating. See, this isn't about someone who is genuinely trying their best and just can't get it right. No, this is a performance. It's an act, and it's designed for one reason: to get them out of doing that task forever. It's basically sending a message that says, don't even bother asking me next time. And it plays out in this perfect little three-step loop. Step 1, a task gets assigned. You say, hey, can you take care of dinner tonight? Step 2, they perform it terribly. I mean, they absolutely butcher it. The kitchen looks like a bomb went off, the food is a mess, which leads to step 3, you reclaim the task. You finally just throw your hands up and say, okay, fine, I'll just do the cooking from now on. And boom, for them, mission accomplished. And let's be super clear about this. This isn't about whether they can do it. They're probably perfectly capable. This is about avoiding responsibility. It's a tactic to offload all that labor, the mental load, the physical work, onto somebody else. It's a quiet way to keep things unequal. And that, well, that leads us to the bigger idea that's often driving the whole thing. So this behavior, this weaponized incompetence, it often stems from something much deeper: the relationship double standard. This is like the belief system, the ideology, that makes someone think this is a totally fine way to act. This quote just nails it. It cuts right to the core of the issue. Traditional roles for me, but modern freedom for you. It's this idea that you get to have your cake and eat it too in a relationship, and it's a pretty wild expectation. And this right here really lays out the contradiction. On one hand, a person wants all the perks of a so-called traditional role for themselves, being taken care of, not having to do as many chores. But then they expect their partner to be totally modern, to be a co-earner, to split the bills, to carry their weight financially. You just can't have both of those things at the same time without creating a massive, unfair imbalance. Okay, so we've got the behavior, weaponized incompetence, and we've got the ideology, that double standard. So the big question is, how do they actually fit together? It's actually incredibly simple when you boil it down. One is the how, the tactic you use every day. And the other is the why, the end goal you're trying to reach. When you look at it like that, the whole picture just clicks. Let's just walk through the playbook here. The ultimate goal, right, is to make that double standard a reality. They get the traditional perks, you get the modern workload. The tactic to achieve that? Weaponized incompetence, especially on all those domestic jobs they'd rather not do. And the result? You get fed up, you take the job back, and without even realizing it, you've just helped reinforce the exact dynamic they wanted. It's kind of brilliant in a really frustrating way. So we've defined the terms, we've connected the dots, but why does any of this matter? Why is having the vocabulary so important? Honestly, it's because language is power. When you can put a name to something, you can finally see it for what it is. It helps you tell the difference between a genuine mistake and a deliberate pattern. All of a sudden, it's not just, oh, they're just bad at chores. It's, this is a tactic that's creating an unfair workload. And maybe most importantly, it gives you the actual words you need to have a real, honest conversation about what's fair and what you expect from each other. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Naming something pulls it out of the fog. It turns that vague, nagging feeling of frustration into a concrete pattern that you can identify and talk about. So now that you have the language for weaponized incompetence and the relationship double standard, how does that change the way you see all those little interactions that make up a life?